5.1 trillion US dollars are being traded around the world. But right now, this number has two functions only. First, it shows us all what a powerful economic tool money is. And second, it's basically just here to catch your attention. For this number does not do justice to what money can and should be for you and for me. Money is much more than just statistics, which hide the individuals behind it. Money actually has the ability to communicate our identity and to increase our impact in our surroundings. But for that to be possible, we should broaden our perspective on money a bit. We should not only think of it in terms of larger, or in case of my bank account, maybe smaller numbers, but also we should think about money in terms of a limestone. More specifically speaking, we should look at the chances a local currency bears for us. Local currencies can only be spent and circulate within a specific geographic area or a specific predefined network. They are often strategically employed to support the local economy. But it's not just about that. Local currencies are people-powered. And I think it's high time for each of us to see our role as active contributors to the communities we live in again. And for me, it really was a limestone which made me aware of that chance and that triggered an important change of perspective, because it involves quite a special way of thinking about money that I will love to share with you today. The limestone is called a ray stone, and it can be found in Micronesia on a group of islands called Yap. The material itself only occurs on an island 250 miles away from Yap, so it became very valuable to the Yapese people. They used to sail to the other island, shape the limestone into what the one in the picture looks like, and then sail it back to Yap, where it's used as their local currency. So thieves and cheaters might have a really tough time on Yap, since it's absolutely impossible to counterfeit that stone. And also, as you might have guessed by now, quite laborious to transport it. So since they cannot easily take that stone with them in their pockets, what the Yapese people do is, they simply agree on who owns the stone. Even if the stone gets lost on its way to Yap, which can happen, and sinks to the ground of the deep sea, it can still be used as money, simply by agreement on ownership. So this is an extraordinary example of mutual trust within a community. And thinking about money in those terms is a powerful reminder of what inherently human the use of money is. When we spend our money every day, we tend to forget that at the heart of this is simply a collectivity of people that trusts and believes in it. Money always comes with a community, and a local currency can make that visible to us. Of course, a local currency does not absolutely need to come in the shape of a limestone. By now, there are over 300 registered local currencies all over the world. Along with them is the netbon, the local currency of my hometown Basel, which can be spent within a network of local social and ecologically sustainable businesses. Now, imagine you designed your own currency. Because you can, really. But how would you make other people want to use your local currency when there already is a national one that we all sort of trust? Well, what about having a bill with David Bowie on it, as has the Brixton pound? I have a colleague who went to Brixton just to get that bill. So money can be a placeholder for an identity you want to communicate. And that leads me to the most important point of local currencies, and that is the collective identity, the community building we want and need to trigger with a local currency. Because here's the thing, if we do not change our habits of using our money, we might slowly but surely lose that sense of community. I've seen great, unique local businesses in my hometown close down. In terms of price structure and location, it's really hard for them to keep up with chain stores and discounters. That's nothing new, we know that, right? Yet those local stores are the ones that give our community a unique personality. They do a lot to keep up trust and humanity. A while ago, I went into a local store, and an elderly lady did not have enough money with her. The cashier, instead of letting her off with only half the product she needed, said, "Oh, you know what? You just pay next time you come." And then she went on chatting with her about her grandchildren. So the strength of a local network lies in the diversity of the people contributing to it and trusting each other. It's the exact opposite of the facelessness we're all increasingly confronted with in a globalized and assimilated world. So with a local currency, we want to make diversity be resilient against globalization. For globalization's complex and obscure mechanisms make it easy to forget that our individual actions actually matter. And I know it's hard to make your voice heard. So what if we could make spending our money be a powerful message? Well, things already start with the type of money you have on you. It does make a difference whether you have coins, a credit card, or a local currency in your pockets, or in case of the limestone, maybe in your garden. Studies found that your willingness to pay increases with the use of a credit card, probably because you can't see how your money physically leaves you. So money is a tool that influences the way you act, when actually, you should be the one to influence how your money acts. But when you purchase with a credit card, or even with a national currency, you have absolutely no control over where your money goes and what is done with it. You're basically feeding a system you do not have a say in. You're feeding a system that eats up our resources and erodes culture. And you're feeding a system that divides a world into a handful of at times very questionable people in power and a tremendous amount of passive watchers. And that is something we can change with a local currency, because it is getting the control back into our hands, back into our communities. So ideally, in practice, spending a local currency might look like this. You go spend your local currency at a local cafe. The cafe owner buys his milk at a local farm. The farmer, in return, pays his employee's salary, maybe partly in the local currency. And the employees, again, use it to buy food at a local grocery store. This is a very simplified version of what is called the local multiplier effect. It refers to how many times your money is being recirculated into the local economy. The more often it's recirculated, the stronger your positive impact on it. But what I like about this example in particular is not only that we support the local economy, because it's really not just about that. What I like about this is that we give each and every individual that is part of the network a little push to find local solutions, to act on to rely on each other's resources as much as possible, to act sustainably. And most importantly, we have those people interact with each other. And in its essence, money is a tool made for manifold interactions with other human beings. So after all, spending money can be your message. So what do you want it to be? Thank you very much.